Hey, welcome! So, have you ever glanced at Chinese writing and just thought, whoa? If you have, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the beautiful, simple logic that's hiding in plain sight. Let's get started cracking the code.
For a lot of us, the answer is a resounding yes. It can seriously feel like you're just staring at this wall of complicated random squiggles, a secret language that seems totally impossible to figure out. It's a super common feeling, but I promise you there is a method to the madness.
So let's just challenge that first impression right now. What if I told you that so many of these characters aren't random at all? They're actually simple pictures, drawings that have just changed a little bit over thousands of years. The real trick isn't memorizing strokes, it's learning how to see the picture.
And the best way to start seeing those pictures is to go right back to the beginning. A ton of the most basic characters are really just stick figures of the world around us. We call them pictograms.
Okay, let's start with one of the absolute easiest ones. This is the character for person. It's just 2 strokes. Can you see it? It looks exactly like a person in the middle of taking a step, just walking along. It's so simple, so elegant, and once you see it like that, it's pretty hard to forget. Or what about this one? This is the character for mountain. There is absolutely no secret code here. It is literally a drawing of 3 mountain peaks. Once you see it, you just can't unsee it, right? It's a perfect example of just how visual this language can be.
And here we've got the character for mouth. Now you might be thinking, wouldn't a circle make more sense? And yeah, maybe. But a really key thing about Chinese characters is that they're built from simple, straight strokes. So a basic square becomes the perfect symbol for an open mouth.
And these pictures from the world around us just keep on coming. We've got the sun, which interestingly also means day. We have the moon, which also means month. There's wood, which looks just like a tree with its branches, and then there's water, with its kind of flowing, fluid shape. You're not just learning words here, you're basically learning to read a visual dictionary.
Okay, so we've got all these simple picture characters, but this is where it gets really, really cool. They actually act like Lego bricks. You can take these simple little pictures and literally snap them together to build bigger, more complicated ideas. It's one of the most powerful things about the language. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
Check this out. On the left, we have the character for fire. See how it kind of looks like burning flames? And on the right, there's our old friend, the mountain. Now, put them together, and what do you have? A fire mountain. That is the Chinese word for volcano. See? It's just that logical.
Here's another amazing one. What do you think happens when you combine the idea of 2 people with the idea of dirt or ground? You get the character for sit. It's like a little picture of 2 people resting on the ground. The logic is just built right into the character itself.
Now you're probably wondering, okay, that's great for things I can draw, like a mountain. But what about abstract stuff, like numbers or directions? Well, the system has an equally clever and elegant solution for that, using simple, totally intuitive shapes.
The numbers 1, 2, and 3 are about as straightforward as you can possibly get. 1 is 1 line, 2 is 2 lines, and 3 is, you guessed it, 3 lines. It's just a beautifully simple and logical way to get started.
And get this, the character for 10 is a simple cross. What's so fascinating here is how it lines up with a totally different ancient system. The Romans also used a cross symbol, the X, to represent 10. It's just a cool little reminder of how different cultures can land on the very same visual ideas. The system uses this visual logic for opposites too. Take up and down. Just imagine that horizontal line is the ground. For up, the little stroke points above the ground. For down, it points below it. They're logical mirror images, which makes them way easier to learn as a pair.
And finally, let's look at big and small. The character for big looks like a person standing with their arms stretched out wide. It's expansive, it's open, it visually screams bigness. And by contrast, the character for small is all tiny and contracted, like its arms are pulled in close. So let's just pause for a second and think about what we've just done here. In just a couple of minutes, you've basically unlocked the fundamental logic of Hanzi, the entire Chinese writing system. That whole secret code idea? Well, it turns out it's based on 3 really simple principles. First, you start with pictures from the real world. Second, you combine those pictures like building blocks to make new ideas. And third, you use simple, logical shapes for the abstract stuff. That's it. That's the core of the whole system.
What you've gained here isn't just a few new words. It's a completely new way of looking at the language. You've gotten a peek behind the curtain. You're no longer seeing a random jumble of lines. You're actually starting to see the structure, the history, and the beautiful logic holding it all together.
So, I'll leave you with this thought.
Now that you know the system is based on this super creative mix and match logic, what other word puzzles do you think you could solve? What other ideas could you build just by putting these simple pictures together? The possibilities are pretty much endless.